Torpor, welcome in, and congratulations on being officially the fastest thing alive, claiming first in the chat for this stream. I have had some audio issues, there we go, in the last 24 hours, so if I am too loud, please do let me know. That's part of the reason I decided to cancel my stream yesterday. Trying to fix my soft mute has apparently improved the volume of my microphone. I have no idea why. I still can't use the soft mute though, which is really quite annoying. It's really nice for the captions to just pick me up though, I've got to admit. Yeah, no worries, Torpor. I have turned it down a little bit in OBS, so I'm hoping that that's balanced things enough for everybody that I don't blow your eardrums out, frankly. But, well, we'll see. Like, it's picking up Porthos playing with the squeaky toy in the background, and he's a room over, so I'm going to have to do some serious work to correct some of this, I think. But this'll do for today. I'm just looking through the achievements that I got when I was playing this last time to try and remind myself of whereabouts we're up to and what we got up to last time we were playing this, which was in June. Took an entire month away from it so that we could play Ghost Trick, which I am a-okay with. Okay, so we broke into the security company, which was super shady, I remember that. We got some information from Lane. It looks like it was a big insurance scam stealing this painting.
Hero Quest is the best game ever made, and anyone who says otherwise is wrong.
Has absence made the heart grow fonder of George Stobbart? That is a very good question, Torpor. Now, personally, I was quite enjoying Broken Sword 5 when we were playing it. Certainly more than I enjoyed Broken Sword 4. Or 3. I bought Romancylvania. I do not blame you at all, Cypher. Have you started playing it yet, or are you... drawing fan art of it? Oh my god, you're really getting into it then. I'm so glad. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream enough to want to get the game yourself and to do art of it. That's so cool. It is a really fun little game. So you can tell I hate it. Yeah, you absolutely despise it, clearly. Loathe all the characters and the designs, yeah. And the writing's absolutely terrible. It is on offer at the moment. Yeah, Tidda's mentioned that on Friday. I was very lucky. I got gifted a copy when it came out, so... I frankly have no understanding of the value of the game in terms of, like, monetarily. But... I'm guessing folks at least think it's worth the discount price. My nose is super runny today because it's been, like, we've had 2 straight days of torrential rain and it's been really muggy. Wow, we're back in Chumpsville smashing. Hello, Tidders. Seriously just bought it this morning. Yeah, I don't blame you. Okay. Now we've got a couple more folks in. I'm just going to reiterate the little warning from the beginning of the stream. In attempting to fix my soft mute issues with my microphone, I have inadvertently increased the pickup quality of the microphone. I have no idea how, don't ask. I do not know. I have turned things down in OBS, but if I am too loud, do let me know, because I don't know if I've turned it down enough. Everything else should still be the same sort of volume that it has been previously. It's just my microphone is now much louder. Yeah. Let's fuck, it's not working. Try this one. Okay, that one's working, but it's the wrong aspect ratio for some weird and wonderful fucking reason. Yeah, fuck it. We're doing it live. Boop. Sorted. Behold the majesty of technology. Cool. I may have balanced it just so then, which is pleasing because I had no idea if I'd got the volume balance right. Ah, yes, I remember the old guy. So... previously on Broken Sword 5. George is now an insurance salesman, and apparently not a very good one, because this one last fuck-up could be the nail in the coffin of his career in insurance sales. He was managing the security for the insurance company of a small art gallery in Paris that had just opened up. And one of the paintings that was on display in this little gallery was stolen by an armed gunman disguised as a pizza delivery driver who shot and killed the owner of the gallery. We investigated. We discovered that he hadn't gone with the security company that we had recommended. He'd instead gone with a very shady looking security company that hadn't been set up for very long and hadn't installed appropriate security measures on all of the paintings. More's the point, one of those paintings, the one that got stolen, had had its alarm turned off. And by turned off, I mean they'd actually broken the connections in the alarm system to allow it to alert in the first place. It looks like it's a massive insurance scam, but to make things even more difficult, that painting was stolen from the parents of the old fella that sat at the table there when he was a child during the war. It was art that was stolen by the Nazis. Ruh-roh. So this has gotten quite complicated. Hey, Soup, welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. The art is my two vampire characters dressed as Mask and Femdrac. Very cool, Cypher. Love it. Those outfits for the Dracs are really good. In before this goes all Indiana Stobbart. I mean, he's already a saint, apparently. He's a knight of the round table. Sir George, who slayed a dragon in the third game. It's fucking disgusting. I'm still angry about that. Mostly angry that I almost ended up finishing the game on St. George's Day as well, which would have just been... Anyway. So we're now in our ex-girlfriend? Very close friend? woman that we hang around with, who we fancy, who possibly fancied us at one point. Friend with benefits? I don't think we have any benefits there. I don't know if we ever did. It's difficult to tell. Our dear friend Nicole Collard's apartment, where Marquez is hanging out for safety. To be fair, poor George Stobbart couldn't get a tin of, go to get a tin of soup without ending up on a trip to another town. Yeah, pretty much. Hello, Zatheo. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. The benefit is she has a place and a stable job while George doesn't. Oof. Ooh. Okay. That whilst very funny, may have touched a little nerve there. Whenever I hear dear friend, I think of Blackadder. Reasonable. George is a bit of a Blackadder, isn't he? No Baldur's Gate here. It feels like everyone else is playing it. Well, Baldur's Gate isn't really a point-and-click adventure game. Also, I don't own it. And... yeah, it's probably not the kind of game I would play on stream anyway, because I'm really bad at those kind of games. So nobody needs to see that. Though, and don't quote me on this, you might, in the future, see a return of the strategy games. Maybe, if I'm feeling brave enough. And we find the time. Maybe. Oh, Return of the Obra Dinn is such a good game. Now, I would stream that, but I know from other people that have attempted to stream it that because of the graphical design of that game, it can make a lot of viewers feel very ill when it's streamed. Like the bitrate fucking bites it. It's a gorgeous game and it's really fun, and I desperately need to finish it at some point. I need to find the time and fucking finish it. I've got so many half-finished games that I'm playing in my own time, let alone on stream. Because new stuff comes out and I'm just like, oh, I really want to play that. Okay, this can wait 5 minutes. I'll play this first, and then I just end up with a huge pile of things that I've partially finished. Because you just got to be in the mood for some, like certain kind of games, you know? Yeah, very definitely, Tidders. Like I got a really good way through it. On my first playthrough, I played it way too much. Sort of kind of forgot to eat that weekend because I was so busy playing Obra Dinn in every free moment I had. But because I didn't understand the mechanics properly, I fucked some things up early game that completely ruined my first run. So I wanted to go back armed with the knowledge that I had about how things worked and like the timings of stuff and do it properly. Booted it up thinking, I'll just give this a shot, and suddenly it was 5 a.m. Yeah, it's a really addictive game. It's really good fun. If you enjoyed watching The Curse of the Golden Idol when I played that, or have played it yourself and enjoyed it, get Obra Dinn. It's such a fucking good game, and they are very similar in terms of the kinds of thing you're doing. Wonderful point-and-click puzzle, investigative point-and-click puzzle game. Hello, Dave. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. Soundtrack is stunning as well, really damn good. Yeah, I often, when I'm playing games in my downtime, will have Spotify on and just be listening to the music I like listening to whilst I'm playing the games. Obra Dinn is one I don't do that with. Golden Idol, also one I won't do that with because that's also got a fantastic soundtrack. Anyway, Okay, I cannot remember while we were in here what we did and didn't do, so we're just going to look at stuff and figure it out from there.
So the Ouroboros was important to the Gnostics?
It depicts the eternal unity of all things. Balance.
So your mother also died in the raid?
No, she got me out.
Okay. So I think we've done all this
Certain
before.
is you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Dave.
Senor, I do
I
not
will admit,
lie.
I have not had a lot of sleep. My own fault.
You lost your father?
Yes, he died when the fascists attacked our villa.
The fuck is sleep? Fair point, well made, Titters. But yeah, I've not had a lot of sleep. I've had less sleep than I usually get. So today's stream is going to be an interesting one. I have had a little bite to eat and a cup of tea before I started the stream, though. So I am doing, you know, the meat mecha maintenance thing, and I've got my water. And I woke up naturally, like I woke up before my alarms, despite not going to bed until stupid o'clock. So I think I'll be okay, but I might get a little manic when we get to the speedrun portion of the stream. Put it that way. Oh shit, we got loads of stuff to show him. Ah, yes, the aftershave. So this is a really disgusting smelling aftershave that nobody except for the victim of the murder likes. And this is, I think this is going to be our, this is going to sound weird to anyone that didn't see the other Broken Sword games being played. I think this is going to be our sexy panties of the game. And I think the rich tea biscuit may end up being the lucky coal of the game. Hi, Porthos. What's up? Wag your tail. Wag your tail. No, there is tech on there, sweetheart. You can come up in a second. Hang on, folks. Porthos has decided he wants to sit in my other chair, but I have a PCIe card waiting to be installed into Decim. Sitting on the chair. So I'm just going to move some stuff around so that he can sit comfortably without breaking any expensive equipment. Come on then, up you get. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Can we get him on camera? There's the boy. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. We'll just move that out of the way. You have some Porthos cam for a bit. Hi, baby. Ah, but you see, PCIe stands for Porthos chair indeed. Excellent. Yes. Yes, it does. Oh, thank you for the treat for Porthos. I'll put the camera back on him because, oh my god, he is laser focused on this jar. Not quite. Oh, you can see my miniature storage in the background though. See that whiteboard with the little shelves on it? That's where I'm keeping my minis now. Well, some of them. Big crunchy. Oh, I made that super wonk, moving it about as much as I have. There we go. That'll do. That was from Dave. Yes, it was. Okay, let's get some questions
What's so
asked.
special about the painting?
So the painting is called La Malediccio. I think I'm saying that correct. Because I kept calling it La Malediccio, but I don't think that's correct. Because it's a double C.
It's the only link I have to my family. I am lost without it.
So the painting contains an Ouroboros, a Gnostic symbol.
It is a symbol of eternity, that is all.
Do you want to come a little closer, buddy? Is that what's up with you? He's pulling the most forlorn little face. Okay. Yeah, you want to come closer. I know what that means. Hi. Hi. You can just sort of see him behind the boom. Hi. It's a little snoot there. Hey, buddy. So once I've fixed my USB load issue, I might actually be able to have what will be my painting face cam trained on Porthos during streams when he sits in my chair. Just to... Oh, you just want affection. Okay. So I'm going to have to play the game one-handed whilst I pet the dog. Hey, buddy. Yes, I know. You're very cute. On the plus side, I don't have to do any reading or anything for this one. I just have to pay attention to what's being said.
Do you need to borrow my nail clippers?
They're not yours, George. You stole those.
I prefer to bite my nails, monsieur.
Fuck yeah. I say, having chewed all my nails off last night. Oh, folks that know that I've been rereading the original Ring trilogy. I finished Loop, finally. I had to take a break from it because, okay, it's not a spoiler because it's mentioned right at the beginning of the book, but a lot of the plot of Loop focuses around a particularly nasty kind of cancer, and with everything that was going off in our community at the time and me being super stressed from the move, I was just like, no, I cannot deal with this right now. This is not a happy story. So I put it down for several months and then came back to it when I was feeling ready. It's still my favourite book. It's just, you know, sometimes even something that you absolutely love, you need to take a bit of time away from, you know? But I finished it yesterday and have started reading S, which is the 4th book in the series, and it only came out last year. Which is very exciting. Well, the year before? Time is complicated since COVID, but so far it's really good. I'm really intrigued to see how things are going to progress, especially considering the way Loop ended. But that's readily available on places like Amazon and in bookshops if folks are interested in acquiring a copy for themselves. Whereas I think Ring, Spiral and Loop are a little harder to get hold of at the moment, due to some rights-based issues, which is why you also won't find them in audiobook format. A little part of me really wants to change that and do like an unofficial audiobook series for those books, because I really like them.
I found this completion note for the security work done at the gallery.
Ah, did you have the same problem as me, Cypher? Just, like, it's not a happy book, but it's a really fucking good book. And I kind of like that about it. It's a very bittersweet story.
They went against my recommendations.
Been reading... No, not been reading much lately. That's fair also. Sometimes the mood will take me and I'll read a lot. And sometimes I'm just like, I don't feel like it right now. But I'm trying to be more active in my reading and, like, at least reading a bit of a book once a week. getting back into it a little bit. Because I went through a phase where the only time I ever read a book was when it was research for the podcast, which is not healthy.
And now my painting has been stolen.
But it's a balancing thing, I think. By lately, I mean the last few years since I stopped commuting for work. Yeah, that is also super fair. Like, I always found that I read a lot more when I was taking the bus or the train to do anything.
I found some evidence that ties Henri to the dodgy security company.
As you might be able to tell by the fact that I keep drinking. I'm very thirsty today.
Thing was set up.
It's like a delayed thirst from Friday's stream.
I found this paperclip. It's gotta be useful for something.
I imagine if you have any paper you need clipped.
I love how George shows people the weird shit in his pockets and they treat him like a toddler, as is only right and proper.
I don't suppose you have any use for a match.
Why would I?
I'm not going to spray the poor guy with the aftershave until we're done.
Marquez?
It's not a cookie, it's a biscuit.
No, it has been in your pocket and is falling to pieces.
Yes, George, that's lovely. Please go blow your nose. Yeah. Yes, exactly like chat on Friday, Cypher. I had so much fun with that stream. Like, I'm glad you folks are enjoying the game and enjoying the characters. And I had a lot of fun playing it, despite, frankly, probably being one of the least horny members of the channel. Seems great so far. Yeah, I can understand why people have said that the Metroidvania aspects of it are a bit like, even for me as not a very seasoned Metroidvania player, they feel a little bit clunky. But you know, they're still enjoyable, and they are a vehicle for the story rather than the main gameplay element, I think. Also, Transfem Disaster by Drac is the most fitting avatar for chat. Yeah, I 100% agree. Chat is just Transfem Disaster by Dracula. There is a little of Transfem Disaster by Dracula in all of us, and many of us would like a little more.
You did. You are an odd man, Monsieur Stobbart.
How lewd.
Assigned Transfem Disaster by Dracula at chat. Love it. What does that acronym to? Like, because they're hyphenated, is that just a T for that, or is it... I wouldn't mind a lot more. I'm sure, Tidders. I'm sure.
So, you don't like this fragrance?
Stop that.
That's a lot of letters. Aftbdak. It's a little bit harder to say than AFAB or AMAB. And also a little harder to say than ACAB. Which doesn't work anymore. Okay, that command's broken too. Fuck. Need to remember to fix that. So we've said everything we can to Marquez. Welcome in, Rocket. That was assigned Transfem Disaster by Dracula at chat.
Yes?
Oh, and now we can show everything to Nicole as well.
I'm
Okay.
convinced that Annette knows more than she's letting on.
Of course. But she's probably just trying to protect herself. Ronnie said that Madovsky was dangerous.
Porthos is being so cute right now, chat. And unfortunately, I can't show you because he's laid down in the chair. But he's got this whole, like, draw me like one of your French poodles thing going on. Nothing concerning me, then. No, you're all good. Just talking about,
Just doesn't add up.
the avatar of chat that is, Transfem Drac from, Romance Sylvania. I'm sure George has shown Nicole everything many times before, more times than she would have liked. Oh, I didn't know whether to good joke at that one or sad trombone at it, cause ouch. And yet she's shown him so little in return.
We'll get to the
You'd
bottom
think
of
he would
it,
have gotten the
George.
message by now.
So, Waterloo Motors is a garage in London. That's a surprise.
Yes, I sent you their phone number.
I'm sure George has a sad trombone.
Here's the
Aww.
proof that Henri was involved in the
Brutal.
Interesting. But it doesn't help us find the killer.
Oh, I was talking to a little bit of Waffle, who is a fellow streamer of point-and-click adventure games and
paper
also
is
a
bound
member of
to
our
come in
community,
I just know it.
about
Well, you've surprised me before, George.
the
I'll
way
keep it.
George is presented as such an arsehole in games 2 through 4. He's fine in the first one, and then 2 through 4 he's just a complete arsehole, and then in 5 he gets a little better, which is nice. Forgot that was a username and assumed you were talking to your breakfast for a second. I mean, to be fair, every time I talk about Weird Soup, because I just call him Soup, I go, Soup, the community member, not the food. And yeah, Waffle, the community member, not the food. We have a lot of food-based names in the community.
Are you sure you don't want to hold Trevor?
Oh, I forgot we called the cockroach Trevor.
George, I don't want to be in the same room as Trevor.
Oh, poor Trevor. You see, I'm with George on that one. Trevor's fine. He's got his little matchbox. He'll leave you alone if you leave him alone, you know?
I'm pretty surprised this cookie's held up so well in my pocket.
It's a biscuit.
Gotta work on the small talk, George.
What do you think of this, Nico?
I think you have an insatiable habit for collecting things, George.
He does.
What do you think of this, Nico?
I mean, not that I can talk. Got all the shit behind me.
I don't know. Do you think it might be useful?
Oh, awesome, Rocket. I hope it's going favourably.
Do you want to borrow these clippers?
Word of advice, George. Never say that on a first date.
Why would anybody want to wear this stuff?
Who knows? Just keep it away from me.
Okay, we're not spraying her with it. Fair enough. Okay, she said she gave us their phone number, so... Do we need to phone them?
Waterloo Motors.
Hi,
How can I help you?
my name is George Stobbart. I'm investigating a murder that was committed here in Paris.
What's that got to do with us?
The guy we're looking for was wearing a helmet with Waterloo Motors on it.
Oh, yeah. It's a very popular helmet.
I don't suppose you know who might have bought one?
Well, not unless you've got any more information, mate.
Hello there.
That we do.
The killer had a tattoo on his arm.
Hi, my name's George Stobbart, self-proclaimed protagonist. Yeah.
It said headhunters.
Oh, I know that guy. Yeah, he bought one of our helmets just the other day.
Terrific. Do you know his name?
Yeah. He brings his boss's Merc here to have it serviced. Word to the wise, though. I hear he don't mess about. The car's
Okay.
registered on Dutchy Street, if there's any help. I mean, that's all I know, mate, sorry.
No, that's more than enough. You've been a great help. Thanks for your time.
See ya.
Okay.
Bingo.
Good work.
Now,
It has
I
to be the
think
guy.
we'd done this before, but the game crashed when we got to England, which is reasonable, in my opinion.
And now we've got his address.
How about a trip to London?
I thought you'd never ask. Senor Marquez, will you be okay here?
The bed is uncomfortable. But it will do. Come back quickly with the painting, eh?
I love that Nicole is so trusting that she's willing to leave this guy who she's literally just met, who turned up on her doorstep, in her apartment. You don't want to come to London. No, I don't. And neither does the game.
London cabbies. Gotta love them.
This is
Yeah,
the
we
place.
definitely did
Here
this
on
bit
right.
before. Oh, cool rocket.
To afford a place like this in London, you've got to be good at something.
You'll get mugged, cheeky little street urchins.
So, we clear on how we're going to do this?
Yeah, we're two insurance investigators, see? We finagle our way inside, butter Madovsky up, and then get the dirt on him, right?
Fenoodle?
Yeah, finagle. You remember how to finagle, don't you, Nico?
What is he doing
George,
with his
how
voice?
could I ever forget?
Good, because I suspect we're gonna need Major League finagle him to get in this one.
Can you folks hear that?
You got it.
It's not just me, is it? Careful, George, you can't fanoodle on Twitch. TOS.
I'll do.
Okay, let me see if I can save here. Just in case the game crashes. Oh, we're playing as Nicole now.
Excuse me?
Sounds like he's trying and failing to stick on a stereotypical mobster voice. Good, it wasn't just me hearing things.
Hello?
He's got his headphones in, he can't hear you. Listening to a bit of ABBA.
On your bike, darling. This is a private residence.
Oh, okay, no, never mind.
We're here to see Mr. Madovsky.
So?
Do you work for Mr. Madovsky?
She's still got gum on her press card.
No, I'm standing here pruning his edges for a laugh. Course I blooming work for him.
You wouldn't be gardening in a shirt and tie, though. That seems like a really
And
silly
who the
plan.
hell might you be?
I'm Nico Callar, and this is my colleague, George Stobbart.
Well, isn't that cosy? Can you count, darling?
Yes, of course.
Well then, 1, I don't know you all laughing boy here from Adam. 2, you ain't got no business round here. And 3, I don't like French birds.
Yep, we're definitely in London.
Comprenez?
Showing him my press card would have blown my cover.
Most realistic bit of the game so far.
No answer. Hey, George.
What's up?
Seriously, how are we going to do this?
Is he going to provide
According
anything
to
useful
Ronnie,
or just
Medovsky's
talk again?
the real deal.
Coming from Ronnie? That's quite a compliment.
If Medovsky's the killer,
We need to be careful. Which suggests...
I use my Gallic charm.
Exactly.
Okay, that's not helpful.
Ronnie wouldn't have been too pleased to hear that I was chasing after Medovsky.
Fair enough. Okay, what else can we interact with? There's no answer at the intercom. Oh, these flowers are pretty, aren't they? Can't interact with the windows. We can look at the topiary, so we'll do that.
It was topiary in progress. He had the typical features of an Englishman who likes beer and football.
Okay.
It was a bush, but was it art? The bush was perfectly shaped.
You filthy animals.
I could hear you thinking it. I could fucking hear you thinking it from here. All the way up in Scotland. I could hear you thinking it. Okay.
Josh looked ready to fanoodle.
Okay. No. Don't say that, Nicole. Please. Indeed, Titters. Indeed.
The gate lock was controlled remotely.
Okay. Can we leave this area? Doesn't look like we can. There's an open window there, but we can't interact with it. I'm here to throw Molotovs. Yeah, why don't we just throw a Molotov over? That'll get him out of his house, won't it? And deal with the gardener. Can I use the chewing gum on the intercom?
That wouldn't have worked. Nothing could stand in his way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can't leave this scene. Oh shit, we don't have many characters left to find. And this guy doesn't count as a character, apparently. No, we definitely can't leave this scene. So everything we need must be here. Let's try talking to the gardener again and see if we just miraculously have new conversation options.
Hi, guess who?
He's just going to ignore us. Oh, no.
What
There we
do
go.
you want?
Cash the Vow 619 is now following.
Cash the Vow, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. I hope you're having a fantastic day.
Nice bush.
Thanks,
Bush?
Nicole.
This is so much more than just a bush.
Oh, I am sorry.
It's art, love. Or to be precise, topiary. And as everybody knows,
Topiary is a transition form.
that's right. A statement of man's dominance over nature.
Oh, yeah, it does. It does. I like to be able to thank people for showing support. No matter what format that takes. I'm sorry if you wanted to stealth follow.
And yet,
It's not enough, is it?
not for the big questions.
Even sarcasm and smut. Look, you all have your own ways of showing your appreciation for the streams. A lot of you are very horny.
Life, death.
And some of you are very British.
Right and wrong.
Tell me about it.
You struggle, monsieur?
Day and night.
That is the human condition.
Can we ever escape it?
It is possible.
Imagine being
Meditation,
British. Ew.
contemplation.
Not all British are bad. There are some lovely Brits out there. Absolutely revolting, honestly.
I see.
It is our only salvation.
Well, you've given me food for thought, you have.
Sorry, Cypher.
Anytime.
Have we broken him? Have we broken the gardener? Will he let us in now?
Appreciated. At a difficult time.
Yes, Nicole is French. I can't remember if we found out if her VA is French. I think in some of the games she's voiced by a French actress, and then in others she's not. French character, English VA in this one. There we go.
You are welcome, monsieur.
Broken Sword 4 is the only one she's actually voiced by a French woman. And it's the only one we didn't complete on stream because it's buggy and sucks. Yeah, BS4 is wank. The B and S stand for something completely different for that one.
Piece.
No. Revolution are an English company, or were an English company. I don't think they exist anymore. I think they were actually based out of Sheffield. I'm not mistaken. Which is why the first game has so many Yorkshire folk in it. Oh yeah, there are a lot of point and clicks developed by French devs. So yeah, very possibly.
What do you think?
France, Germany, and the UK, I think, kind of ruled the market once LucasArts had died. When it came to point-and-click adventure games. York, the superior northern city, not that I'm biased. Ah, yes, that's correct. Because 2.5, which is a fan-made game, has a bit set in York as a love note to the fact that the devs are from York. I remember now. Feels forever ago that we played 2.5 with the York subway and York Airport, both of which very definitely exist. Ah, yes, the Great York Metro, indeed. Because Glasgow is too far north to be considered north. Indeed. When we refer to the north, we're referring to the north of England rather than Scotland, which is the superior bit of the UK. Closest to that is probably the trams in Sheffield, and the airport would be Eden? No idea how to pronounce that, got to admit. Eden. Thank you, Soup.
It's very nice.
Oh God, it's a double eagle. Isn't it? That's what he's going for.
Eagle? A two-headed eagle.
Result. Get in there, my son. Yes, it's a Russian Imperial Eagle for the boss.
Leeds Bradford International. Ah, I see. For those who've never been to York, it is a marshy floodplain. You try and dig any sort of hole, the walls will start leaking instantly. Yeah. Beautiful city, though.
You spotted it straight off. I owe you one, lady.
I
You
thought it
have
was
got
a
that rare quality.
phoenix.
Real insight.
No, please. You have a rare talent.
Lovely place, bit of a tourist hole these days, yeah. Okay, so we've buttered him up by telling him that his eagle is pretty. I'm just gonna headcanon that his boss is a Warhammer fan now.
Do you know Mr. Medovsky's driver?
Driver? He's out of town, I think.
How convenient. Out of town committing murders!
We'd like to see Mr. Medovsky. It's about the insurance on La Maledictio.
It is Maledictio, okay.
The boss doesn't take callers without an appointment, but I'll see what I
I
can
trust
do.
the way Nicole says things. I don't trust George to pronounce things correctly.
I need a good reason to bother the boss with this. He's a busy man.
Oh, it was Gremlin that were based in Sheffield.
I understand, but I think he'll
Sorry.
want to speak with us.
Synapse is just connected there.
What makes what you have to say so important?
La Maledictio, a painting that belongs to him, has been stolen.
I don't trust George, yeah, same.
If he wants his insurance claim processed quickly, then he'll want to speak with us.
Team 17 in Wakefield. Yes, I love Team 17. And I'm not just saying that because every time I hype up one of their the games that they're publishing, they give me a code for it. Ocean in Manchester. Yeah, we've got some pretty good little studios in the UK.
I think he might be annoyed if he finds out you never even told him we came around, right?
Someone based in Wimbledon. There's part of Rockstar based in Glasgow, I think. It's where Rockstar North is.
Okay, okay. Hang on, I'll phone him now.
Rockstar had an office in Leeds too. That's gone now, though, isn't it?
Mr. Medovsky? Yeah,
This accent is upsettingly accurate, by the way. Nicole's or the bruiser on the phone.
Right, I will do.
Nicole's. I'll take your word for it.
You've piqued the
like
boss's
I
interest.
couldn't tell and wasn't going to be the judge of whether she was actually voiced by a French person or not, because sounds like my English teachers. Really? Oh wow.
That isn't always a good thing. The
Hey,
gate should
we're
be open.
in.
I'll take you inside. Follow me, please.
Yeah, I wasn't going to judge, because frankly, accents can take on a lot of different forms, and just because it's not the accent that you are used to hearing from a particular
Mr. Madofsky will
country
be
or
right with you,
region doesn't
madame.
mean it's not an accent of that country or region, if you know what I mean. Been a while since high school, yeah, fair play. Oh, I love these lamps. They're really pretty when they're switched on. I really want one, but I have nowhere to put one right now. But I want one. You can get them in the like shapes of butterflies and stuff like that, which is really fucking cool. And you folks know how much I like bugs. Love those, yeah. The Tiffany ones, yeah. I've got this weird thing about like Tiffany lamps and stuff like that. I think they're really pretty. And in a library setting like this as well. Don't give a shit about the chandelier or the plates. That's way too much dusting. But give me a nice comfy chair like that one. A nice table to keep my book on. Tiffany lamp. And floor-to-ceiling bookshelves. Stacked with books. Maybe the odd trinket or two like they've got there. And I'm happy. Is that a fucking Fabergé egg? I don't like it, do you?
Well, we're in. Now what?
We'll make him think we're all set to pay out on the policy.
Oh, I'm getting. Yeah, okay.
See if we can get him.
I think we're in danger.
Welcome, welcome.
Now, George, we knit the
Good day,
Fabergé
monsieur.
egg, fence
My
it,
name
and
is
make a
Nicole
mint, yeah?
Pollard, and this is my assistant, Georges Stobbart.
He's been demoted. He's gone from colleague to assistant. George takes the notes and gets the coffee.
You are
He
here
fucks
to
that up
discuss
as
La
well.
Maledictio, yes?
Correct.
I am surprised to see you.
Are we visiting Poundland Putin? Is that what's happening here?
My agreement with the gallery specified that my ownership should be kept in the strictest confidence. It would appear that agreement has been broken.
Yeah, this is making me nervous.
A man has been killed, monsieur.
An agreement is an agreement.
I wasn't going to say that. But were you thinking it really loudly? Please tell me the hard route is actually just taking a brick and smashing it into his face. If he ends up topless riding a bear, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh god, no. No thank you. Leave that kind of behaviour for the Friday streams at the moment, yeah? Yeesh. Okay. We know this guy's a hard ass. Maybe we should hard ass back. Well, quite, Tidders.
A lamp has been lost and a painting stolen, monsieur. We need to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, we're gonna be a hard ass.
Bravely put, Miss Collard. So be it. I will cooperate however I can.
It worked. You just gotta show him who's boss. Nicole says as she brains him with the Tiffany lamp. The bottom of it, not the top. You don't want to break the glass.
How did you come into possession of La Malédiction?
I stole it!
I purchased it at auction.
He stole it.
Do you have receipts for the painting?
Of course. I have already sent them to your office.
These things take time to process.
What is there to process? I own the painting, someone stole it, and your company provided me with insurance.
I'm sure, Cypher.
I am the victim here.
A state you share with the deceased, monsieur.
Anyway, back to Romancylvania fan art. Enjoy, Cypher. I'm sure you will find the Lurker's Lounge well stocked with artists' supplies. Do we want to talk about Henri or the thief? I mean, this is his driver that shot Henri and stole the painting. This is definitely a fucking insurance scam. This is... Despite the history involved with the painting, this is probably the most normal adventure that George has ever been on.
Did you know only the gallery owner?
Oh, purely on a professional basis. My restorer recommended his gallery to me.
Did you ever meet him personally?
I'm just going to have a quick fidget. Yeah.
No, only via email. I rarely fly. I'm carbon neutral, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Very conscientious, monsieur.
I'd love it if it was just a simple insurance fraud case. Yeah. Like, if this whole thing just turns out it's got nothing to do with the Knights Templars, it's got nothing to do with the weird dragon cult from the third one, none of that shit. It's just insurance fraud that happens to be revolving around a painting that looks like it's related to the Knights Templars.
Well, the planet won't save itself.
What was the little chuckle about there?
Your restorer, how does he fit into all this?
In before the guy behind it is the homeless eccentric from Broken Sword 4. Oh god, what was his name? I can't remember his name. But yeah, I just remember him being a complete pervert.
That's all.
Hang on a minute. I didn't restore the painting. Don't pin this on me. Called himself Lord Mountbatten or something. He did, didn't he? The real insurance fraud was inside us all along. Tam, what did you do? I didn't do anything! Look, if I restored a painting, it'd end up looking like Whistler's mother from the Mr. Bean movie. There'd just be like Tipex and a smiley face on it. I made art! Or like is it a fresco? That somebody tried to fix and just made like super memey. The one restored by the old Spanish lass, yeah, that one. But restored. She did her best.
We have reason to believe that the theft was an inside job.
Oh, that is terrible. The staff at the gallery were so pleasant to deal with, but such is human nature.
Wrong inside, buddy.
I trust this won't delay the insurance claim.
Oh, yes, it will.
I'm sure matters will be sorted out soon.
Hello, Hans. Welcome in. Ooh, that's a long one. Big roar. Hello, Hans. I hope you're doing well today.
I've never heard of it.
No worries at all. Best of luck with the modelling. Enjoy your time in the Lurkers Lounge. Bugger. So I've taken up playing virtual chess. DMAC is teaching me how to play chess like a sensible grown-up person rather than a fucking idiot. It's not going very well. I haven't won a single game yet. Not even close. But my watch has just buzzed to say that it's my move. I have to deal with that later.
There is strong evidence that ties you to Vera security.
Oh, you are beginning to sound like a policeman, madame.
No, she's not a cop. She's a reporter. Which may be even worse. Try eating his pieces when he's not looking. If it wasn't virtual chess, maybe. Maybe I could do that. Nah, I wouldn't do that.
Our jobs, monsieur. We must leave no stone unturned.
I would leave this particular stone unturned if I were you.
You want your insurance payout or not?
I'd rattled him, but I didn't want to push too hard.
No, push him over. And then kick him a few times.
Of course. We will check our information again.
Cause an international incident. You know you want to, Nicole. George always gets to have all the fun. You do it this time. You spark a war. Just means it's a bit trickier.
I would do that.
You're wearing heels, Nicole. You could definitely do some damage here. Yeah.
I think that is enough for
Oh, okay. He was just pausing for effect. I thought maybe I needed to do something there.
When do you expect the claim to be paid out?
Never.
It will not be long, monsieur.
When exactly? Surely you can give me a date.
Monsieur Medovsky, I'm sure you...
Please excuse the interruption, sir.
What is it, Shears?
Oh my god, his gardener's called Shears.
Hobbs is here.
I'm here. Leave me out of this. Hey, Kian, welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. Wait, no, maybe he means he knows that I'm here watching. Like, it's fourth wall break. That's scary.
Tell him I'm busy.
He mentioned the portfolio, sir.
For pity's sake, can he not just follow simple instructions?
My character's kids were kidnapped in MechWarrior Destiny. Holy shit, that's scary. Did they manage to get them back, or...?
Please excuse me for a moment.
The gardener's called Shears?
I'm glad somebody else pointed that out.
Yeah, probably not what his mother christened him.
We're going to. Awesome. Okay, that's for next week. Ooh, cliffhanger. Love a good cliffhanger. We've got one of those going off in Star Trek Adventures at the minute. Might not be you. Might be the Fast and Furious franchise's Hobbs. All of a sudden, Rock the Dwayne Johnson shows up, indeed.
Very clever creep at that. We got nothing on him. And
Oh, okay, it's not Poundland Putin, he's clever.
He just brushed off the Vera connection. We need something else to get under his skin. I could use Marquez's
Itching powder?
leverage.
Yeah, no worries at all, Tidders.
Yeah, it's just one man's word against another.
So what else can we do?
I just had a moment where I couldn't remember if I'd updated the... I did, okay. Oh, had a little panic there. I thought I'd forgotten to update the prize command for the giveaway again. I'm really bad for that. Like, what I want to do, because I'm in my free time building a giveaway bot that will work the same as the Stream Elements one, but for StreamerBot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it so that it puts messages into chat when I'm setting everything up and is like, put this thing in here, put this thing in here. So everything gets sort of like automated from a setup perspective, and I don't forget to do things. Welcome back, Tidders.
Let's take a look around. Maybe there's something here we can use against him.
Good idea, George. You search, I'll keep watch at the window.
I'm wondering what we should play once this is over, because this is the last Broken Sword game. Welcome back, Ian. Like, what are we going to do next? Be another end of an era finishing this. Oh, we're George again.
Madovsky had left the cabinet open. On the shelf inside was a business card and a scribbled note. I picked up the business card.
The end of the Stobbart saga, indeed. Ring. Ring. Ring? Rocket, are you pretending to be a telephone? Or are you telling me I should play Ring? We're playing Ring, which Ring? Because the only Ring games I know of are the ones... Ah, right, okay. Because I thought you meant as in, like, Ringu. And those games are only available in Japanese, so I would have to learn Japanese before I could play those for you.
It read, Wilfred Hobbs, Fine Art Restoration.
Wilfred, what a name.
I made a note of the address.
I don't think I own that, Rocket.
Then I put the card back where I'd found
I think you'd like Ghost of Tsushima. I would like Ghost of Tsushima. It's on my wish list. I watched Halo Naught playing it and found out it had a Kurosawa mode and went, I need this game. Because I'm a massive Kurosawa nerd. Which comes as a surprise to absolutely no one, I'm sure. But I've got a bunch of point-and-click adventure games that we can play. It's just deciding what comes after this.
The note read, L-SERP drawings for you to check. W.H.
L-SERP is the nom de plume? Nom de brush of the artist who painted La Maledictio. I feel a poll coming up. Yeah, definitely. It'll go in scheduling. I'll put a poll up for what comes after this. But I'm going to have to like sift through all of my point and clicks and see what we've played already, what's not been played.
Now we're cooking with gas.
I rage quit the anchor boss fight in Control. Okay, suggestion for you, Kian, if you're interested. Let's see if I can get the right Roman numerals. I think that's right. It is. Haha. Cass is a control speedrunner. And holy shit, he's been playing Baldur's Gate. He has some really good tips and tricks for the anchor boss fight. Might be worth popping in on one of his streams one day if you can, and just if he's playing control, watching what he does during the fight, and if he's not playing control, just asking him, because he is more than happy to talk through what he does for these things. He's a really good bean, lovely, lovely guy. If you're not already following him, please do. He's based in Australia, so his streams and my streams never fucking overlap. I watch him in the mornings if I can catch him while I'm working. But yeah, fantastic channel, fantastic community. Yeah, there's a lot of little tips and tricks for some of the more complicated bosses in Control, which you may find very useful. I know I'm going to be studying his runs before I play Control for you lot, just so that some of the more difficult bits and are a bit easier for me to handle, and so that I know where the photosensitivity warnings need to be. Because there's a fair bit of that in it, from what I recall.
I wondered if the painting could be in the portfolio that Medovsky had taken. I suspected the medals weren't from the Moscow Debating Society.
I wonder what gave that away.
Everything was in Cyrillic, except for a number. 1869.
Everyone be playing Baldur's Gate. Ed managed to break it already. Made 4 custom character party in a single player so he could import his party from Celeste. Shit. Yeah, I am not, because I don't own it. But like I said, I don't know if it's something that I would play on stream, even if I did own it.
A Russian imperial egg. It looked rather plain. It seems Armadovsky has friends in low places.
I want to play it, but it's 50 fucking quid, so I'm waiting. Yeah, that's fair. Like, I'm pretty sure Slow wants to play it as well, but he also really wants to play the new Armored Core game, so... I kind of want to try the new Armored Core game. But I'm not sure I'm willing to spend that much money on a game I'm not sure I'm going to enjoy. So I might see if Slow buys it and then ask if I can just, like, play it for a bit.
It's like my boss said, the guy wants to be a player.
Stacking boxes lets you phase through floors. Amazing. Love it. Okay, so I think...
Medovsky in Libya. Happy days. What kind of guy hangs a picture of himself and Colonel Gaddafi on the wall?
Gee, I wonder.
Will commit murder in order to steal their own painting.
It was a Russian privatization voucher. I wondered why Medovsky displayed it so proudly.
Ed has a reputation for breaking games. You know what? That's kind of cool. And there's a lot of game devs out there that are like, yes, please break our game. We love seeing what you do and all the weird shit that happens when you do. We never would have thought of trying these things. And it's amazing. And I love it when devs are like that, instead of being like, stop breaking our game, it's no fair. Like, their appreciation for player ingenuity makes me very happy.
Locked. I could only hope that Medovsky hid the key somewhere in the room.
Like getting the tank where they shouldn't be in Halo. Yeah, exactly. And with Chronicles of Two Heroes, the devs have been like, wow, that never does that. That's so weird. How did you do it? We want to try and do it. About stuff as well, which has been really fun. Like, you give them feedback and they're just like, oh, cool. You broke it again. Which which is tradition now from what I understand, as it should be. Or we can interact with the typewriter.
Russian novels. Madovsky was clearly a big Tolstoy fan.
We'll just check all the
Madovsky had an
bookcases.
extensive collection of management books.
Oh, Cypher, thank you for the posture check. I actually need that. I'm going to stretch as well, because my shoulders are a little sore. And I keep thinking that I need to lean forwards because the microphone's further away, but I don't, because as you can see from the captions, I am loud enough now that I've broken something in my audio setup that I don't need to do that anymore. I don't even need to have the microphone close to me. George, he has a huge copy of War and Peace open on his desk. You think he might be a bit of a fan? Yeah.
The 7 Secrets of Leadership, 2009. The Business Bonaparte, 1983. Office Eagle or Management Mouse, 1998.
What sort of glasses would Femdrak wear? Oh, okay, so I have very specific opinions on Dracula's and their glasses, and that's entirely biased based upon my love of the Hellsing anime and manga. So maybe don't ask me that question. But if you are asking me that question, circular ones with red lenses. Like small circular ones, not like big circular ones. Star-shaped ones, 80s all the way. Star-shaped ones, yeah, I could get behind that. Or like crescent moon ones. Not half moons, but like proper crescent moons. That reminds me, I need to book an eye test. I keep getting letters from the optician in Leicester saying, you haven't come in for your eye test. It's like, yeah. Do you think that might have something to do with the fact that Royal Mail have alerted you 3 times to the fact that I live in fucking Scotland now? I have never watched all of Hellsing. Fair enough. The original run of Hellsing was interesting because it fell into the same pitfall that the original run of Full Metal Alchemist did, in that the anime was releasing at the same time as the manga was still serializing. So the anime caught up with the manga and then outpaced it. So they made up all the shit at the end based on what they thought it was going to be like, and it was very much not like that. And then they did the Hellsing OVA, which actually follows the plot of the manga more closely. Hellsing Ultimate OVA was interesting. The manga also interesting. Do I still have that? I think I do.
By the yard.
Or did I get rid? Oh no, I think I put it in storage in favor of my 2 favorites. I need to wear my glasses. Yeah, I've gotten into a really bad habit of not wearing my glasses during the week, and I really need to get out of that habit, especially now I'm reading more. I did prefer Hellsing Abridged to the actual show. You and me both, Kian. Like, the reaction of the characters to the plot twist in Abridged mirrored my reaction to the plot twist when I was reading the manga. Just like, oh, for fuck's sake, really? Fucking really? Jesus wants a hug is stuck in my head, that's fair. I think the thing that sticks with me most from Hellsing Ultimate Abridged is "You cheeky dick waffle," which I have said usually while I'm coding and the code does something I'm not expecting. But yeah, I love that turn of phrase. Are they who I think they are?
It was a beautifully inlaid cigarette box.
That is who I think it is, isn't it? It is, yeah, I thought it was. It's Nicholas II and his missus.
The catch had snapped.
Whew. Okay then.
The paperclip just flexed and slipped off the catch.
Do you even read my Christmas list? Yep. It's a really well-written abridged series. I have a lot of love for Team 4-Star. Still a little bitter that Takahata 101 started streaming after I did and went for a bar aesthetic, as I had, and is now like the most popular, most famous bar PNG tuber, VTuber streamer on Twitch. My idea, damn it. Curse you, Takahata. Only a little bit, though. He's one of the biggest VTubers on Twitch, yeah. I think he's the biggest English-speaking VTuber now. Can we use the nail
Sadly,
clippers?
the catch would have been too thick to cut with nail clippers.
Okay.
By extraordinary good fortune, the coin I'd picked up was
Teresa,
the
I
perfect shape to
think.
flip open the broken catch. Fancy that.
Oh, wasn't expecting that to work, but here we go.
Romanovs. The same brand of cigarettes that were in the ashtray in
Oh.
security.
How convenient. Yeah, on Twitch, Hans.
Keys are always useful.
Anything else? Nope, just the cigarettes and the keys. Don't know if anyone can read that. I certainly can't. So this guy is a czarist. Yep, certainly seems that way. I mean, he is Poundland Putin, so I guess it makes sense.
Yes.
You should not have turned up here, Mr. Hobbs.
That is not what I was expecting Mr. Hobbs to look like.
I made it clear I would deliver the package later today.
I wanted to make sure it got to me all right. I've got a lot of work to do on it.
This is most inconvenient.
Okay. I know he's a northerner. He does. He even looks like Putin. Like, I saw the picture of him with Gaddafi on the wall before he came out and started talking to us, and I was just like, shit, we're talking to Poundland Poonland. No, Poundland Putin, aren't we?
Medovsky's arguing with his visitor, Ops, about the portfolio.
Gaddafi. There's my hopes for a rock cameo dashed. I mean, that guy was a fucking brick. So close enough. Maybe Jason Statham will show up later.
That portfolio is important. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, I know, right, Rocket? Like, when we came in and I saw it, I was just like, nope, not comfortable. This gives me the willies. Oh, he looks sad. Let's have a look at his profile. Oh, we've got Shears' profile as well. Wilf Hobbs. Working class boy and gifted artist, Hobbs won a bursary to London's top art school and quickly became the bête noire of the young British artist scene, before squandering his talents on drugs, women, and gambling. Hobbs is mercurial, sharp, and fearless. He's also rude, drunk, self-deceiving, obstinate, and very, very angry. I'm only slightly angry. It's definitely not me. Average art student, then. Yeah. Medovsky. Medovsky is an aspiring oligarch, doing his best to ape the lifestyle and mannerisms of the London ex-KGB billionaires he hangs out with in Chelsea. He knows he doesn't quite have the brains of his Russian heroes, but what he lacks in intelligence is more than made up for in sheer, natural, icy ruthlessness. Fuck, he is little Putin, he is! Tesco's own brand Putin. Shears. Shears is a football fan turned personal bodyguard and gardener. He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, so he and Medovsky are well suited to each other. In an attempt to sublimate his more violent inclinations, he's taken up topiary, revealing no little artistic ability. Eurospin Putin. Putin fanboy. Yeah. He's a Putin cosplayer. Where did we need the key? What needed a key? Oh, that needed a key. The door needed a key. Let's have a look at the typewriter first. Examine everything. First rule of point and click adventure games.
I should have guessed. Keyboard was Cyrillic.
I'm not sure that's how the keyboard would be laid out. It's a gorgeous typewriter, yeah. I would gladly have one of these. Cyrillic or not. Okay, so we're gonna need this for something. For definite. Question is what? Oh, he's got some Matryoshka on his bookcase as well. I didn't notice those before.
Leather-bound classics. Bought by the yard, no doubt.
I'm still holding out hope that somebody will design a physical representation of the Matryoshkas from oh fuck, what's it called now? I've forgotten the name of the game.
Open now. Hear anything else interesting?
Not stacking. Oh shit. Like, my brain's just drawn a complete fucking blank and I absolutely adore this game. It's really gonna... Signalis, there we go. Thanks, brain. That was helpful. Yeah, I would love the Matryoshkas from Signalis. Just to live on my desk next to Narita Boy. Just gonna elevate my bad ankle for a bit. Sorry, fidgeting. My ankle's a lot better, by the way, folks. But sometimes if I'm sat down for too long, it gets a little ratty. And I have been very lazy this weekend, so it's being grumpy, especially because of all the rain. I'm now one of those people that knows when it's going to rain, not just because they get a headache, but also because all of their bones hurt. I have officially reached old age.
Listen, Hobbs, just take the portfolio and do your work. You are nervous, and I don't like that.
Understood. I have got a few questions, though.
I do not like questions either. Hurry up.
I think you could actually get the Matryoshkas from stacking at one point, like the family, the main family, as like they were like a limited edition thing, knick-knack, that you could get.
I noticed a couple of people arriving. Who were they? They look like coppers.
They were from the insurance company.
Has the...
Hobbs is going to head off with the portfolio. Whatever's in there is important. We need
I
to
would
stay-
have continued to listen to what they were saying instead of turning around to tell George what's being said.
I got Hobbs'
personally.
address from his card. When we're done here, we should check it out.
Okay, Josh, but hurry. Medovsky will be back soon.
Is that the Ark of the Covenant in there?
I'm gonna check out the study.
It might just be a desk.
Okay.
It was just a desk. Just looks suspiciously like the Ark of the Covenant from that angle.
These walls.
Jesus.
These paintings would have kept a critic enraptured for hours, but I didn't have time to dwell. The drawer was open. My heart skipped a beat.
The Russian Empire logo on it, yeah.
But inside, I saw only a candy bar wrapper.
We could have the candy bar wrapper.
The desk was magnificent.
Ah. Think I know what the typewriter's for. We just get a pen. I should really get back on with my Ukrainian. Not the same language, obviously, but would make this a little easier for sure. Seeing as they both write in Cyrillic. Somewhere in amongst all of my things, I have a letter that was written by a friend of my granddad's in Ukrainian Cyrillic. And it's the most beautiful cursive writing I've ever seen. Okay. Got that sort of scrawled down. Oh, hello, man. Thank you very much for the stretch. Let's get that done. Oh, my knuckles just cracked. All of them. Oh, you bugger. Oh, I hope you're doing okay, ma'am. You must be on your lunch break. Oh shit, you can press them. Fuck, okay.
The chair was fancy and probably more expensive than it looked. Those two little holes were just waiting for me to put my fingers in.
Noodles and meatballs, lovely stuff. George, no. I mean, it'd be an interesting story to tell, wouldn't it? So how did you lose your fingers, George? Oh, I put them in a cigar cutter in a would-be oligarch's office when I broke in to investigate insurance fraud. One hell of a party conversation. I resisted the urge. Oh, man. I need that as just like a little pop-up. You know, for those moments when I have intrusive gaming thoughts where I'm just like, We should jump off this building and see if this game has fall damage. I resisted the urge. Is he a would-be oligarch? That's privatization voucher. I suppose technically he's more of an actual oligarch. The game referred to him as a would-be, but yeah, you're right. Okay. So I've got the list of the... I think it's War and Peace that we need to go and look at for this.
Medovsky had left the cabinet open. On the shelf inside was a business card and a scribbled note.
Oh,
It
I
was a
didn't
thank you note
read
from
this.
a British politician. Huh. Medovsky certainly had some dubious friends.
Oh, that's supposed to be Best Wishes Tony, isn't it? We knew this was your favourite book. Please accept this first edition in recognition of all your help towards our cause. Because that's very definitely a T, isn't it? Small timer granted a PV aiming for the big time, maybe. Judging from this place, I assume he operates an entirely above board exporting furniture business, presumably on the back of some Ural trucks. Yeah, yep. As in Tony Blair, I think so. I think that's what they're aiming for here. Okay. None of those match these, so maybe I'm wrong. What can the typewriter tell me?
I should have guessed. Keyboard was Cyrillic. I didn't know the symbols. If I'd been able to remember the layout of a US keyboard, I might have been able to figure it out.
Of course, it's a fucking US keyboard. Should be fine. There's not that much difference between US and UK layout when it comes to the letters. It's only the numbers that are well, it's only the things attached to the numbers that are different. So... excuse me while I... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. I don't think this is correct, but we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Four. 9. 5. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think they're all numbers. 386142957. Because they're all top row. Maybe I have to press them in order on the desk. Oh, no. Maybe I was right and we do need to look at War and Peace.
Medovsky had left the cabinet
1869.
open. On the shelf inside was a business card.
Okay, so we need 1869, all of which are available. 1, 8, 6, 9.
A secret drawer popped open.
Quite proud of myself for that.
I knew that publication date would be significant.
Pro tip, don't use significant dates that are very clearly significant to you, as passcodes. People will figure them out.
At last, I was going to discover Medovsky's secrets.
Even if you do have a stupidly complicated desk setup to try and lock people out. Kwame, hello! Welcome in! So my password shouldn't be my birthday. No, it fucking shouldn't, Kwame. Putting the InfoSec hat on for a minute. No, don't do that. Well, welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. This has been your daily InfoSec lecture from HobbyTan. One of many. I am good, thank you, Kwame. I hope you are too.
It certainly wasn't Medovsky's sock drawer.
Yeah, it wasn't until I started playing point-and-click adventure games on stream that I realised just how many of them have puzzles. So most of their puzzles are based on, like, poor security practices. It's just like, shit, I am doing the things I tell people... I'm doing the things that I tell people will happen to them if they don't practice, like, good security behaviours. Just starting the day. Ah, yes, of course. Well, thank you for starting your day here on this channel. That's very much appreciated. I hope I can
Nico, come see
give
this.
you some joy and some pep to bring into your day. If you think it's bad in games, you'd be shocked how bad it gets IR. Don't fucking get me started, Tidders. Don't get me started.
I think we've struck gold.
For reasons of, funnily enough, security, I cannot go into detail, but the amount of rants I could go on about people doing stupid things IRL when it comes to their information security.
Hang on, I'm coming.
Look, a letter from a guy called Gainan.
Good name.
His company, Wolfram, want to purchase La Maledizia.
No worries at all, Mum. I hope you have a good rest of your work day, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you for popping in.
Anything connecting Medovsky to Vera?
Well, let's see. Here we go. A lease for Vera's security.
Oh, would you look at that? It's his security company. Who could have ever figured that out?
Aha! Then we have the proof we need.
Hang on, what's this? Expenses for a Mr. Shears. Waterloo Motors, 1 helmet. These are from Paris. Madame La Trex. Hotel Britannique.
Whoa, this guy is corrupt. No way. I know, right? The guy that looks almost exactly like Vladimir Putin's corrupt? Nah, couldn't possibly be.
Pizza.
Pizza. I might have pizza for dinner. Ooh. I might go all out and make myself pizza and pasta.
I think your friend Shears might just be Henri's killer.
Georges, what have we got ourselves into?
Whenever have well-off Russians been corrupt? Absolutely never in the history of ever have any well-off Russians ever been even slightly corrupt.
This is fucking political! Everything's
I need to get that on a button.
I just heard the front door close. Mordovsky's coming. Put everything back in order, quick!
Right. He'll never suspect we just ransacked his house for evidence.
Georges, the coin!
Damn, no time. Look cool, Nico.
Look cool and pretend we haven't just ransacked his house.
I'll handle this.
I apologize for the lengthy wait.
It's alright, you told us to leave anyway.
My time is at a premium.
That's fine, Mr. Medovsky. I think we're almost finished anyway.
And payment?
Very soon, monsieur. Very soon.
Is there anything else I can assist you with?
We've got a surprising amount to ask him about. Ask him about Gaddafi. Oh my god.
Nice collection of medals you have there, Mr. Medovsky.
I earned them serving my country.
Anywhere interesting?
Thank fuck we can't ask him about the pocket bicky. I want to ask him about the pocket bicky. Would you like a biscuit?
Chechnya. Ever been there?
No, can't say I've had the pleasure. Is that a first edition of War and Peace?
Of course. Printed in 1869. A great year for my country's literature. And Tolstoy is the master.
Uh-huh.
Is that a picture of you with Colonel Gaddafi?
A deeply wonderful man. He was a great fan of the Impressionists.
Uh-huh.
Well, he certainly left quite an impression on Libya.
Well played, George.
So, what brought you into the art business, Mr. Medovsky?
Oh, an eye for great artists, an appreciation of fine culture, and a love of what you Americans call the greenback.
So this Hobbs guy, good friend of yours, is he?
No, we simply have a business arrangement. We've been through this already.
You must be upset at the theft of La Malediccio.
Yes, and disappointed that someone would kill for such a minor piece. Now please, if you're quite finished, I'm a busy man.
Thank you for your time, Monsieur Medovsky. We'll be in touch soon.
Well, no prizes for guessing where we go now.
Hobbs' place, right?
Got it in one. Medovsky's
Okay.
pretty shady, don't you think?
He bought our act, though. You make a pretty good insurance man, Georges.
Yeah, who'd have thought it?
By the time he realizes we're not assessing his claim, we'll have cracked the case and be toasting our success.
Unless you say it really loudly outside of his house. Did he buy it though? Did he?
Here's hoping.
Well, let's hope he's as intelligent as the person that he's designed after, and therefore did completely fucking buy it, because he's a moron.
Come on, let's get that cab. Taxi?
Only one vehicle on the road in this neck of the woods in London. Immersion broken.
I think we just stepped off the London.
Surprisingly accurate skyline, indeed.
I guess this Hobbs character doesn't like visitors.
Or can't afford a place in London, so works with what he's got. Oh shit, the game just crashed. Huh. Retro. What an interesting place for it to have auto-saved. Can't remember what it was. This one, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, we're just gonna rush through this as quickly as possible because we've just seen all of it. And now that I know that the game crashes there as well, I will do a quick save before we get in the cab. Lots of talking. We're just gonna skip through the whole thing. You're gonna probably be able to hear my mouse clicking furiously as I try and just skip through it as quickly as possible. Because I'm thinking we'll do this for another
I just heard the front
hour
door
or so.
close. Mordovsky's coming. Put
Moments later. Okay, so we're going to do a quick save here.
He'll never.
As soon as it lets me.
Sure.
Look cool, Nick. I'll handle this.
I apologize. And
very.
Is there anything?
Nice.
I don't know if we need any of this information, so I'm skipping through it just in case.
1869, a great year for my country's literature.
Can I? Can't save. Return to game.
And
Can I save now? No. Okay. So we just got to get through this and hope for the best.
So.
Oh, an eye for great artists, an appreciation of fine culture.
Oh, I don't want to
The
listen to
love
you
of
talk. I don't like you.
what
Come
the
on.
Americans call the greenback.
Come on. You're a good bad guy because I don't like you.
You must.
Now.
Thank you.
Okay, so more talking.
Well,
can I? Can't save here either. Shit.
Okay.
Got it. Medovsky.
He bought by the.
Here's.
Is this a PC game? It is, yes. This is the Steam version. This is not the first time I've had crash issues with a Broken Sword game. And we actually, last time we played this one, it crashed when we got to London. And that was where we finished the stream up.
I think.
That's annoying.
I guess these.
They're a little temperamental about being on Steam. And it's these cutscenes that do it.
Expect to find a restorer of old masters.
Actually, no, this is exactly where I'd expect to find the restorer of paintings.
Unless you didn't want to attract attention.
There we go. Yeah, I think what it might be, actually, come to think of it, is we got an achievement pop up as it was moving into the cutscene, which we did last time when we got to London. So I think it's something to do with the cutscenes triggering in the game and the achievement pop up in the overlay. Sort of not liking each other or something like that.
He's attracted ours. Let's see what Mr. Hobbs knows about La Malediccio.
And let's try and get a look inside that portfolio.
But yeah, as you may be able to guess from the little continue talking icon, this was also available on handheld devices. Hello, Steen. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. I saw you did a cheeky little Saturday stream. Unfortunately, I was unable to attend, but I hope it went well.
I wouldn't have been able to break the chain. Or the padlock.
Let's save now while we've got the chance.
The door was locked. Looking through the window, I could see that there was nothing in the van. Hobbs must have taken the portfolio inside.
Well, you'd hope so.
The large dumpster was full of garbage.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear. Oh, we're going to climb up another bloody drain pipe.
There was a note hanging out. For a second, I debated the morality of mail snooping. It was a short debate, and I won.
Let's have a look at the letter then.
I decided to open the letter. Dear Mr. Hobbs,
and now he has broken the law.
We are writing to inform you that we will no longer be sending models to your address.
Oh boy. Oh, does that still work? Or did I break it? Okay, the pop-up doesn't work anymore. Like the on-screen pop-up.
Off.
What did he do to piss off Games Workshop? I should probably turn the auto fuck off command off for piss off as a phrase.
It went on to discuss Hobbs's temper and other alleged infractions.
Oh boy.
Some of which still carry the death sentence in certain less sophisticated cultures. Interesting. This could come in useful.
We know we're dealing with a volatile person? That doesn't...
Climbing drain pipes was something I preferred to avoid. Unless I had a great reason to do so.
Seagull. Seagull that isn't part of the scenery, that has an actual, like, cel-shaded model, and therefore is probably important. Knock knock.
I don't think there's anyone home.
There's a light on upstairs.
Doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that can afford to leave lights on willy-nilly. That's not even getting to what he did to that poor Termagant. Yeah. I want the crowbar. Can we use the paperclip on the chain? Just just looking to see if there's
I
anything
thought about
else we
trying to
can
pick the lock
mess
with a
around
paperclip,
with.
but that really only works in the movies.
Then why did you want the paperclip? We could set fire to his place. That'd make him leave. It's probably a little harsh. We don't have a phone number for him, so... Let's have a chat with Nico.
Nico?
Maybe she can help us.
What's up?
The lights are on, but nobody's answering.
Maybe they can't hear you knocking. We could try some other way of attracting their attention.
Yeah, like setting fire to the building. Oh! I didn't realise there was a separate thing for the front of the van. Has he left the window open? He's left the car unlocked. Oh, wow. Well, this is certainly a vehicle. Does he keep owls in there? Oh, fucking hell. Oh dear.
Slasher.
Can we honk the horn? We can honk the horn. We're gonna check for...
I decided to leave the handbrake alone.
Damn it. Hoping I managed to hit the mute button in time there, because I was not expecting that. It just came out of nowhere. Oh. And because I don't have a soft mute anymore, I have to hit the hard mute button on my microphone. Oh, good, I'm glad. And thank you, both. Oh, that really hurt. You know when you get a sneeze that just sort of stops in your throat but still comes out? Oh, fuck. Throat's really sore now. Those seats are rough, aren't they, Kian? This van has seen better days. What I was gonna say before I had a random sneeze, I must be allergic to the state of this fucking van. What I was gonna say was take the handbrake off, just shove the van into his front door. That'll get his attention. I may be being a little bit brash about this.
Not a sound.
Okay, I'm not. The horn's fucked. Let's just take the handbrake off and shove the van through his front door.
The horn wasn't working. I popped open the van's hood.
Oh, we're gonna have to make the horn work. I've been in worse. Oof. Ooh.
The engine was
Just got a
held
little bit of a
together by
rumble in
rusty
my stomach. Gonna have to make myself some lunch in my between game break.
Black oil.
Yeah.
Half the wiring wasn't connected to anything.
I'm sorry to any mechanically inclined folks in chat that have to look at this. Because I don't know much about cars, but I'm pretty sure that's not what it's supposed to look like under the hood.
It was clear why the horn hadn't made a noise. Neither horn pipe was connected to either the battery or the cab.
It's fine, I was in pain today already. I can't make head nor tail of this. There's the horn.
It was the van's engine. I didn't really have any reason to sabotage it.
There's always a reason to sabotage.
A bundle of wires came into the engine bay from the dashboard. Many of the wires seemed to lead nowhere. It was one of two horns in the van. It didn't seem to be connected to anything else under the hood. It was one of 2 horns in the van. It didn't seem to be connected to anything else under the hood. 2 wires hung loose from it. A bundle of short, severed wires was connected to the battery.
Are we sure this is in fact the engine and not the boot? Certainly fucking looks like it, doesn't it? I don't know what to do.
Connected to anything. A loose wire hung
here
from the horn. If I had some spare cable, I could connect it to the other horn. A loose wire hung from the
I'm just
horn.
going to click on every individual item in here that I can, in the
If I
hopes
had
that
some
it
spare
unlocks
cable,
the
I could
ability
connect
for me
it to
to
the
click
other
on
horn.
more things in here and get the spare cable.
A loose wire hung from the left-hand horn.
Light incense and apply oils?
If
Yeah, I
had some
think
spare
so.
cable, I could connect it to the wires from the cab. A loose wire hung from the right-hand horn.
Okay. So I need to find some spare cables, potentially in this pile of junk here.
Piles of junk, mostly boxes of old paints and scraps of picture frames.
Get nice and moist for me, won't you?
Torpor, thank you for the hydrate.
Mixed in were wires, cardboard, and some dubious-looking old clothes.
Dubious how? Ruh-roh. Who the fuck is phoning us?
George Stobbart.
Ah, Monsieur Stobbart. I trust you have obeyed my instructions not to leave Paris.
Yeah, and you're definitely not going to get charged for this call.
Of course, Inspector.
Good. You clearly know which side your cookie is buttered. Now, I require your
London is in Paris, right? Yeah, exactly.
a reconstruction.
Yeah, we could probably do that.
I see.
I mean, the flight from London to Paris isn't too long, so, you know, we can...
12 o'clock sharp, monsieur. Or, as you would say, high noon.
He's not a cowboy.
Sure.
Channel Tunnel's right there, isn't it? They're basically twinned. Yeah, that's true. Could even take the channel. He could.
Any failure to comply, and I shall have you extraordinarily rendered. Have a nice day now.
And you.
Okay. Interesting phrase there.
That was Nave. We're required back at the gallery tomorrow for a crime scene reconstruction.
Let me guess. Non-attendance is a criminal offense?
You got it.
Okay. Has it narrowed the junk down? No. Okay. So we just
I had found just what
we
I
just
needed.
dig around in the junk.
2 lengths of wire.
Beautiful.
The engine bay was a mess.
You know, I'm kind of missing Ghost Trick, having really enjoyed playing it all for you, but it is nice to get back to these more classic point and click mechanics. And despite my lack of sleep, I feel prepared enough to be able to
I connected the wires from the cab to the horn.
But we still need a wire to connect it all to the battery, don't we? Or do we not? Oh, we shouldn't actually. That should be okay, I think. Or is it going to tell us that we need to do both? We'll find out. The chunk is where George belongs. I don't mind him so much in this game.
The horn wasn't working.
No, it's still not working. Okay. So we need... We do need to connect it up to the battery as well.
A loose wire hung from the right-hand horn. A bundle of short, severed wires was connected to the battery.
Or not?
A bundle of wires came into the engine bay from the dashboard.
Why did that not work then? Do we need something else?
I connected the wires from the cab to the horn.
Do we have to do it in a specific order? See, he automatically connects them. Like, it doesn't matter... Ooh, wrong button.
I used the wire to join the battery to the horn.
Ah, here we go. But then we still need another wire. Because we need to connect.
I connected the wires from the cab.
Yeah, that takes it to that one, but I can't.
Used was long, but it did the job.
Yeah, so do I need to go back into the pile of junk, maybe? See if there's anything else in there that I can use. Maybe there's something in the dumpster?
A pile of paint, wire, and other... There was nothing else of interest in the junk.
Oh, okay.
The large dumpster was full of garbage.
Okay, he's not going to look at it in any greater detail than that.
The door was locked. Looking through the window, I could see that there was nothing in the van.
I wonder, can we break one of the wires in half? Because it looks like they've got like a bit where they're not covered with the casing. Sort of in the middle. Can I use the nail clippers?
I snipped the wire in half.
Okay.
I connected the wires from the cab to the horn.
And then we'll pick this wire up.
The
there
wire
we
was
go.
Just long enough to connect the battery to the horn.
Perfect.
Everything was wired up. The horn had power.
Hey, Gibraltar, welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. Brace yourself. The inside of this van is a nightmare.
I figured that should get Hobbs' attention.
It better bloody do. And the seagull's gone.
Hold your blooming horses.
Hello.
What are you up to with my van?
Getting your attention.
Hello there. We fixed your horn.
So I hear.
Much to his dismay.
Now what are you doing in my yard?
Fixing your horn. Yeah, exactly. We just told you.
Sorry to bother you again, Mr. Hobbs, but... Well...
He's
Okay.
not exactly the friendliest of characters.
No, he is not. So we're just going to have to harass him until we find the right option.
I
Honk.
decided to give it another blast.
Okay.
For crying out loud, will you leave my van alone?
No. The only way to stop me is to come
Sorry,
down here and
just need a
make
quick
me.
word, Mr. Hobbs.
It's a nice sounding honk. It is a good honk, isn't it? Okay. So I don't think it's any of these three. I think it's actually the modelling agency letter.
Afternoon, Mr. Hobbs. We're from the model agency. About blooming time. I'm on a deadline. You better come up.
Yeah, there we go. So I think what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to fix the car horn first to try and talk to him, and then find the letter.
About time you two showed up.
Hello, Mr. Hobbs. I was just wondering if...
Can it, Goldilocks? I don't have time for chit-chat.
Oh,
Just
he's
get
delightful,
undressed
isn't
behind
he?
that screen.
This place looks kind of alright. Yeah, it does. I'd stay here. Actually, this is a long while ago now, but when Slow and I were house hunting the first time, before we moved to Scotland. Oh, excuse me. One of the places that I looked at was in Leeds, and it was an old church that had been partially converted into a house, but like a big house. It was really pretty, and like the main sort of communal area looked exactly like this. It was so cool.
Undressed?
There's a lot of those around Leeds and Bradford, yeah. If it hadn't been not quite ready for actually living in, I would have said to Slow, we should just get this place, because there was enough space in there for like 6 or 7 people. So we'd have had loads of space. We could have had like our friends or family living with us and helping pay off the mortgage and stuff, and it would have been fine. Leeds Bradford is a godless place. A bit harsh. Though, with the amount of converted churches, I suppose you're probably right. I returned to George having to undress. We lied about why we were here to get into the building. If anything, it's not harsh enough.
That
Fair
was the
enough.
deal. An extra 20 quid because I need you with your kit off.
20 quid?
The studio was freezing.
Is that it? £20? Oh, thank you for the posture check. Double. Never been to Bradford. Just threw it at speed. Yes, I hear that from a lot of people. Lived there 18 years.
And as for you,
Commiserations.
darling, no need to get undressed. I've got a vivid imagination, so I'll just use that.
Can we defenestrate him?
Either way, just go sit over there on that rug and give me your best belly pock floozy. That's perfect. Just hold it there.
£1, Gibraltar. So 20 English pounds. We have a lot of nicknames for our money.
Nico made for a good distraction. I just needed to figure out how to get a look inside that portfolio.
Quid sounds posh. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think it is a posh slang. I don't think there is posh slang for money. What'd you get if you cross Bradford with a Rolex? Mugged. Bravo. Did I do it right? Yes, you did, Kwame. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Well, there's the portfolio.
A variety of liquor bottles, all empty.
Just smash him over the head with the whiskey bottle that we found in his van.
How about a top-up, Mr. Hobbs?
Thanks, but I've already got a glass full.
Oh, we can fix that.
Hey, I'm still drinking that.
Oh. Yeah.
Oi,
Didn't think that was going to work. Just being nosy. Don't mind me.
Sorry. I was just going to take a look at some of your pictures. You're very good.
I know. And that portfolio is private.
That's how sad this place is. The rum's gone. Yep,
I'm
put the
not
whiskey
paying you
in.
to gawp around my studio. Get your blooming clothes off.
Sorry.
Steady on.
I didn't want to play around with the negligee.
Oh, but you'd look so lovely in it, George. Come on. Be my second blonde point and click protagonist in a pink dress.
Those days are long gone.
You're a coward, George. Yeah, Guybrush Threepwood would have put that pink negligee on and danced around in it. You know why? Because he's a mighty fucking pirate.
But I wondered who it did belong to.
Oh, and then let's get our buns out.
My, if it isn't George Stobbart.
Lady Piermont. Oh, my. You're...
Naked? Of course. As an artist's muse, one often finds oneself en pelotas.
Oh no. Oh no. She's back, everybody. George's sleep paralysis demon is back.
Now, George, don't be shy. Come here and give me a big hug.
Oof, hands, bravo. No thank you.
That day was the day the nightmares had begun. Trapped, smothered, choking on lavender.
Just gonna screen cap that for my later amusement.
George, darling, pass me my robe. It's terribly cold in here.
Oi, what are you doing with a blooming robe on? God help me, but you're supposed to be naked. I've got a deadline to meet.
Well, you won't be meeting any deadlines with manners like that.
The sad Gears of War begins to play.
And besides, it's freezing in here.
Oh yeah, don't piss off Lady Piermont, she'll fuck you up, mate.
Lady Piermont and I had met before. She was larger than life, in every way.
Okay, so we're gonna get a quick save in here. I hasten to point out, George Stobbart is not in my yard. Or my studio, for that matter. Lady Piermont. Lady Piermont first appeared in Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars. She claims an impeccable lineage and that my blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, and she's not afraid to flaunt it. One thing is certain, she can always be relied upon in a tight spot. Lady Piermont is the mega Karen, for want of a better description, and I think we will be leveraging that here. The fuck? Yeah, so you meet her in the first game, and she demands to speak to the manager of the hotel, giving you time to sneak upstairs and break into one of the hotel rooms. I would despise Piermont IRL. Yeah, me too. She is exactly the opposite of the kind of person I want to spend time around. But in the Broken Sword games, she's very useful. Okay. Let's have a chat with
Lady Piermont.
our lady here.
Oh, George, be a darling and sort the heating out in here.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay. So we've got to do that before she'll do anything for us. Hey, look! A potential fuse box puzzle.
I wasn't going to mess around with that wiring.
Or not. Oops. Do we have a... Can we go over there? We can leave. Thermostat. The big red button is actually a thermostat. Thermostat. Oh my god, I'm having so much trouble with talking today.
Hey!
God, don't turn the bloody heating on, George. You'll bankrupt the chump in a second. Yes, and it will be funny because he's an arsehole.
Leave that dial alone.
Sorry, but Lady Piermont is cold. I thought...
Look, pal, I know it's brass monkeys in here, but the wiring in this building is ancient, and the fuse box won't take it.
Ah, this is the problem we had at our old place.
Her Majesty will just have to get used to chapel hat pegs.
Okay. I know we have some folks in chat that may never have heard that phrase before. So, the full phrase is, "Oh, you got nipples like chapel hat pegs. 'Cause you're cold." And they go pointing. So yes, that's what he's referring to there. He's talking about Lady Piermont's nipples.
Mr. Hobbs won't let me turn up the heating.
Mom!
Well, we'll soon see about that.
Oh, she's on the warpath.
If you do not adjust the heating, I shall refuse to cooperate.
Lady Piermont, it's the circuits. They won't take the strain. You know what old buildings are like.
In which case, I see no reason for this session to continue.
Whoa, Lady Piermont, let's not be too hasty. I'm sure I can accommodate your needs.
Good. Perhaps you can start by letting George here turn up the heating.
Oh, go ahead then, but be careful. The power in here is temperamental.
Uh-huh.
I'd turned the thermostat up as far as it'd go.
And...
I wondered if the suspicious wiring could be used to my advantage.
Oh, yes. This is where we put paint water in his whiskey glass, isn't it?
How about a top-up, Mr. Hobbs?
Oh, don't mind if I do.
Or we could just get him absolutely trashed. What's this up here?
I didn't need to sit. It was time.
It's time for action. Ooh, lift buttons. Are we just gonna put as much pressure on the electricity as possible? Fuck the wiring.
Oh, you, get down from there. It's private.
Guess not.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so we can't go up there.
I'd better not touch the thermostat again.
More power. Can we fuck around with the fuse box now?
I wasn't going to mess around with that wiring.
Nope. Okay. Oh, there's a stereo. Let's put some music on. Can you spike the booze? We don't have anything to spike it with at the minute.
Wow.
But maybe.
An old Bofson Wang stereo. I hadn't seen one of those for years. I turned the volume up a few notches. I turned the volume down again. A record was spinning on the turntable.
Hoping we could start our career as a
Hobbs
DJ.
seemed to have a thing for 70s psychedelic jams. Burroughs, Dick, Rand. Hobbs liked his literature heavy and paranoid.
Nothing wrong with that. I too am heavy and paranoid. And I don't mean my literature choices. Okay. Heavy and paranoid. There's one for the grinder profile. Fuck yeah. Okay. Let's have another chat with our fair lady.
A word, if I may, Lady Piermont.
Now that she's not cold.
George, I'm all ears. How can I help?
How did you come to be working with Mr. Hobbs?
Wheresoever a bohemian needs a helping hand, George, mine is always at the ready. And
Aww.
what better way to help than to expose one's flesh to the sensuous brushstrokes of such a talent?
Okay.
So what have you been up to since our last encounter, Lady Piermont?
Charity work, dear boy.
Oh, any particular kind?
Young men, George. So many have lost their way. I try to guide them best I can.
After we've had proper conversation, I'm gonna go, you want a biscuit?
Can you keep a secret, Lady Piermont?
I am the very soul of discretion, as you know.
I'm sure you do, love. I'm sure you do. Yeah. No, it won't let me switch the records, Kian.
You see that portfolio by Hobbs's table? We need to take a peek inside.
Be still, my beating heart. Just give me the nod and I'm putty in your hands.
Oh my.
Do you know anything about a stolen painting called La Maledicción?
Oh, is this another of your adventures, George? How delicious.
Ah, I think I see. If I'd not turned the music on first, he'd have been able to hear us talking.
Maybe, but I need you to act normally until we're sure.
Mum's the word, Georgie.
Could I tempt you with a cookie, Lady Piermont?
You could tempt me with many things, George, but a half-eaten rich tea is not one of them.
Is she flirting with us? Would you like to meet Trevor?
Not much, Georgie, not much.
Fair enough.
How
Would you like
about
some
a
whiskey?
shot of this, Lady Piermont?
Oh, Torpor, thank you for the stretch.
Oh, no, dear. I don't touch the stuff. Reminds me of husband number 5. Or was it 6? Terrible bore, anyway.
Fair enough.
I'm strictly a gin girl. Ice and a slice and a whiff of tonic.
Fair. Prefer lemonade instead of tonic. I'm not a big fan of tonic. But like a bitter lemonade rather than very, very sweet one. Limeade is a good choice. Yeah. Oh, awesome, Cypher. I'll take a look after the stream. Or like during my break time. Break's probably going to be a little bit longer today because I'm going to make myself a little bowl of pasta to eat. I'm feeling a bit peckish, so just to let folks know. We'll probably do like a 20-30 minute break. I'll come back while I'm eating, but yeah. it will just be a bit quiet for a bit. There won't be game happening.
Would you like a sniff of this?
I'd rather not. Gives me 70s flashbacks.
Fair.
Lady Piermont, do you happen to know anything about this?
Oh, George, I don't.
No
I'm
worries
terribly
at all,
sorry.
Cypher. Okay, so she didn't want to read it. That's fine. I don't think we've got anything else we can show her.
Lady Piermont?
Not much, Georgie. Not much.
Yeah, okay. We've got nothing else to show her.
That's all for now.
So, how do we give her the signal?
I told you, keep your hand.
I'm sorry.
Because we told her to wait for our signal, but we didn't.
Thanks, but I've already got a glass full.
We need to get the lights to flicker. The only buttons we can press is volume. I doubt that's going to make any difference.
Wary of any more life-changing surprises, I decided against exploring behind the screen.
Okay, so we can't do that. Can we talk to Nicole while she's posing? Or are we going to get shouted at again?
So how are we going to get a peek inside that folder?
Perhaps your lady friend over there could help.
Lady Piermont? Well, she has many, assets, but subtlety isn't one of them.
Who said anything about subtlety? We need to distract Hobbs, and she's certainly distracting.
This is true.
No, excuse me, but you're casting a shadow.
Okay. Can't go behind the screen. Oh, I think that might be a bug. It's not supposed to be doing that. Because he doesn't move when I click it. I keep expecting George to go full American Psycho and throw Huey Lewis and the News on. Hey, Hobbs!
For you, George.
Fun fact, one of the stickers on my suitcase is a picture of an axe that says, "Hey, Paul!" on it. For a good few years, when I was in one of my previous jobs, whenever someone was really fucking me off, I would send a message to one of my friends, not called Paul, and just be like, "Hey, Paul." They knew what I meant. Became shorthand for "I want to kill this person." I've actually been listening to the audiobook, American Psycho. It's quite heavy going, so I've not been listening to it regularly. It's really good though. Okay. So these have all gone back to being...
We're still trying to figure out a way to distract Hobbs and take a look in that portfolio.
Okay.
Lady Piermont wasn't going to tell me.
Okay.
It was clear that Lady Piermont... Anything else you can tell me about Mr. Hobbs?
My lips are bound by this.
Oh yeah, he is.
Boy.
Oh, I just had a thought. I had a disgusting thought.
Never in a month of Sundays.
Okay, no, that's good. Because even I'm against that. Can I sneak a cockroach into his whiskey glass?
Putting anything other than good whiskey in a man's glass would be a pretty low thing to do.
Okay, that's a no. We can't go up the steps because he'll shout at us. Or maybe he won't notice because we've got the music on now. Maybe that will... Let's find out. Yeah, he can't hear. Beautiful stuff. We should be able to bring the lift down.
Oh, you. Get down from there. You'll trip the power in the whole building if you're not careful.
Oh, really?
Blowing the power would certainly have distracted Hobbs.
But we need a hand
The elevator
with
alone
that.
wasn't going to trip the whole system.
Holy shit, Grox, welcome in. Thank you so much for being subscribed for 39 months.
Inquisitor Grox has been a sub for 39 months.
Hope you're doing well today.
Very naughty, oh nearly 40.
Okay, the lift is down now. So... Has the music stopped?
A word if I may, Lady Piermont.
Oh, okay.
For you...
Lady Piermont, we need your help.
There we go.
How thrilling! What do you need? Subterfuge? Leisure domain?
Actually, I just need you to step onto that lift behind you.
Oh, but of course.
Okay, so she goes onto the lift.
Is this good, George, darling?
Perfect. Now, just stay right there.
Okay. We're gonna go back up the stairs, press the buttons.
Oh, not again.
I can't run. There is no run option.
I was too late to catch a look at the portfolio.
So I need Nicole to do it. Oh, we got Hobbs drunk. I just got an achievement for getting him pissed. Okay, so we need to have a chat with Nicole and get Nicole to grab the portfolio and have a look inside.
Well, so much for a distraction. Hobbs is watching that folder like a hawk.
Perhaps you need to slow him down a little.
Or maybe we just need him to be too drunk to
Oi,
actually fix it.
I'm trying to paint here and you're in the way. Now, get behind that screen and take your blooming clothes off.
Let's give him some more whiskey.
How about another whiskey? That's smashing. Far away.
We could end up getting him really severely injured here. But considering what he's been doing to his models, I'm okay with that. Some parcel packing with Lady Grox, some stuff to be sent back to the shops and parcel for her mum. Let me tell you, sending a parcel to New Zealand is hecking expensive from Germany and takes ages. Yeah, it's not great from the UK these days either. I may have screwed it up there because I'm going down the stairs really fucking slowly. But he is a lot slower now. Yes, now is your chance, so fucking do it, George. Oh, and take the long way, why don't you? Oh dear. Butt him.
It was one of Hobbs' sketches.
Very nice. This is the wife of the man that got murdered
Impressionist sketches. Well, it wasn't La Malediccio. But it did appear to be a study for an element of the painting, the Ouroboros.
If the parcel had been 100 grams heavier, we would have paid nearly 40 euros more.
There was
Fuck.
something different about the image in the center. I figured the sketch might come in handy, so I took it.
Thief.
What the heck are you doing with those? They're private papers. Huh?
Well, that was fun. Just like when you were a private dick, George.
So, you're not models?
No, Mr. Hobbs.
Well, you can't be a copper. You're not stupid enough.
I don't know. I think he's pretty stupid.
So what the blazes are you doing in my studio?
We're investigating the theft of a painting, La Malediccio, by the Spanish artist El Serp. One of these sketches is a study of that painting.
Well, sure, but what's that got to do with that? I'm a restorer, and I restored it. I've got naught to do with what happened after that painting left this studio.
Even Georgia is worse is still better than a cop. This is true, but I don't think he's particularly bright.
How was I to know it was going to get Henri killed?
Hang on a second. How do you know Henri's dead?
Oh, George, you should know that from the drawings.
Look, he and I went back a long way. Le Lézard Bleu was on the ropes, so I got the painting into his exhibition.
Is that not listening, cloth ears? Yeah, exactly.
Nothing like this was supposed to happen.
We need Zenigata on this case. Yes, we do.
We're not accusing you of anything, Mr. Hobbs. We just want to get to the bottom
We'll
of
be
it.
soft with him. Hard asses on Poundland Putin. Soft with the struggling artist.
I get that, and I'll help you however I can.
Pops will see
But
us
this mess
through.
is way above my pay grade.
We have reason to believe that Madovsky is mixed up in the theft of La Malediccio.
Eh? What would he gain from stealing his own painting?
We
Insurance
have strong
money.
evidence that Madovsky is not the real owner.
Also that.
You'll have a hard time proving that. Medovsky has a full set of provenances for the painting. It traces its legitimate ownership all the way back to the painter.
Well, why didn't Madovsky mention him?
Yeah.
Because they're not with him. Henri's got them. Or had them.
And Henri is dead.
So ask his partner.
Lane?
Lane, yeah, Lane. Look, pal, you're wasting your time looking for conspiracies here. And you're wasting my time if you're not actually going to get naked. Go get the provenance from Lane, and everything will turn out hunky-dory.
But it also puts Marquez's story into question.
Not my problem, darling. Now both of you, get lost. I've got...
And we have a
Oops.
critic to
Sorry.
investigate.
I was busy laughing and accidentally clicked.
Someone's lying, but who?
Well, I don't trust
Is it the
Lane as far
gangster
as I
or
can
the old
spit,
Spaniard?
so...
The painter or the art critic?
I need to head back for Nave's reconstruction.
What about the evidence from Medovsky's house? Will you give it to Nave?
I think I should. And I can put the squeeze on Lane. Ask him about the provenance.
Good. I've got lunch with Ronnie tomorrow. This story is hotting up, and I want to make sure he keeps me on it.
Okay.
Taxi?
Yeah, like that'd work there. A short flight later. And that is where we will finish this segment of the stream up today. I think that's a good place to stop. We finished the London arc. And it's nearly 3 o'clock, so I'll go and make myself a little bite to eat, and then we'll do some speedrun. what I can't decide is whether... Just finished with green stuff. Oh, cool. What I can't decide is whether to do DuckTales or Narita Boy. Because I'm feeling pretty good about the 10-minute time save from the last Narita Boy run. But I do still need to keep practicing it, and there's still plenty of improvements to be made. So, I don't know. What would you folks like to see? Would you rather see DuckTales or Narita Boy? I'll put a little poll up. We'll make it a 10-minute poll because I'm going to go and make myself some food. So that gives you folks plenty of time to vote. There we go. Get your votes in and we'll see where it goes. But I am going to put us into BRB. I'm going to go make myself some food, and then when I come back, we'll do some speed running. So I did say it was going to be like a 20-minute, maybe even 30-minute break. I mean, I could do some Zoombeanies runs. People already voted. People have already voted. So, and I can't edit the poll now, can I? No, I cannot. That's a shame. The one vote was me. Oh, okay. Can we... I can't cancel the poll either. Twitch doesn't have a cancel poll function. Great. Fabulous. Unless it's... Can I have 2 polls running at once? Poll is already active. No, I can't. Well, that's helpful. Okay. I'll tell you what. We'll see if it's DuckTales or Narita Boy, and if it's a draw, I might do Zoombeanies instead. We'll see. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So, I'm gonna go make myself some pasta. Now is a great time to grab yourself a drink, have a little stretch. If you are someone who partakes in cigarettes, now is a good time to go have a smoke. Or if you don't, get some fresh air. Let your pets out for some fresh air too. Whatever. But yeah, do some meat mecha maintenance. And just breathe for a bit before the speedrun starts. BRB, folks.
Did you leave? I thought we were eliminated. I'm so sorry.
Did you leave?
I did. I've abandoned you. I'm the worst. You might actually win the crown, though, now that I'm not there.
I worked so hard to survive Slime Coin. Because you died.
I'm sorry.
And you've left me?
I am the worst friend. I am the worst.
The Rat King can rely on no one but himself.
I'm gonna go sit in the corner and think about what I've done. Your floor, D. Did I wear the bubble wrap out?
Yes.
Yes. That was great. Delphi is not having a good time with this bit of paper. That's weird.
Behind you.
Oh, fuck off. I'm not putting the paper down. Fuck you, game. That's my controller drift. Hey? That was great. That works better than I expected. I know, I didn't think it would work. Yes! The bard must be near. His ravens call to me. There is a spike stuck in him. He doesn't seem to care. Oh, here we go. What have you done? I am a literal meat brick. Oh my god, this is cursed. I'm not gonna be able to fight anything because I'm gonna be too busy fucking laughing. We've got to find a way to go that way first. This way, maybe? Oh, hush house, I'm not even in you anymore. Okay, I have no idea how to get there. Maybe we don't go this way at all. Can I get to Melody? In time. I don't think I can. She's gonna get to the toilet before I can. Oh! She must think I'm such an arsehole. Just like running into the rooms that she's going into just before she gets there and destroying things. I am a horrible sister. Sure if you've heard this before, but I'm getting huge ASMR tingles from your voice. Is that a good thing? Nobody's ever described my voice as being ASMR-y before. But then again, I don't normally speak like this on stream, so that might be why. Maybe I'll make this a thing for the late night lounge specifically. We'll make it a nice, chill, horrified. Oh, look at that, just unimpressed blink. Amazing.
Sounds about right.
Oh, beautiful. Hi, Flo. And she's dead.
To be precise, Flap. What
That
kind
is
of
Flap.
problem?
An intruder problem. A guy's getting killed problem.
Just as I was getting comfortable.
Cesaro. This was no rehearsal. And the girl giving the Oscar performance was my old friend Nico.
This is very tiresome. You will stay
Just
here
like
in
George.
Stobbart. Don't try anything.
Some. Today's the day the teddy bears have a rave.
This is how I die. Tap dancing on bubble wrap and being eaten by a demon.
Another corpse.
Oh, fuck. George! I forgot. I forgot the three. Hey, Slow.
Excellent!
I was trying... Don't swallow any items in the package. Okay, I'm with you so far. Don't put the package into your mouth, nose, or on your head. Try and stop me, Seata. Try and stop me. Nobody can help me now. Okay. I think this is another jump like we've just done. I'm just not sure how much to cook it. Oh, fuck!
Genuine enthusiasm.
George Stobbart, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. There's a username I didn't expect to see. He has arrived! Anyway, time to stick my feet up and enjoy the hefty glass of liquid courage I poured me son. Good! You chill out, Tidders. If you need to raid and rest, you do so, my friend. And the same goes for your lovely raiders. Yeah, you! Okay, I need to be back on my... I'm gonna take a photograph of you first. Oh shit, no, I don't want to take a photograph from inside you. That seems a bit rude. Not on a first date. Giving the poor bugger a spectral colonoscopy. We seem to like this dearest Pinky. I can get behind this. Gotta find a way to go that way first. This way, maybe? Oh, hush house, I'm not even in you anymore. Okay, I have no idea how to get there. Maybe we don't go this way at all. Can I get to Melody? In time. I don't think I can. She's gonna get to the toilet before I can. Oh! She must think I'm such an arsehole. Just like running into the rooms that she's going into just before she gets there and destroying things. I am a horrible sister.
Another corpse.
Oh, fuck. George! I forgot. I forgot all three. Hey, Slow.
Excellent!
I was trying... Unfortunately, if I went through and deleted every clip that you folks have taken of me that's, like, out of context things that sound really horny, I'd have no fucking clips left. Oh, I've never been able to do that before. Nice. That was really smooth. Fine. It's a bear rave. Slow was about to come into my office, and then I said that, and then he just backed out of the room. I'm sorry, Slow. I didn't mean to frighten you with a bear rave. Did I wear the bubble wrap out? Yes! Yes. That's great. I want to see how angry we can make it before it murders me. Being a brat to the haunted house. Shit. I am kind of, aren't I? Okay, now we know how angry it gets. Don't make too much noise. Make me! Oh, look at his leg! Look at his leg go! He's got an itchy leggy. Okay, enough of the leg wiggles. Or not. Oh my god.
I don't think this is such a good idea.
He's scratching his ass with his foot. Doing these. And considering the content of it, I figured this was the best way to do it.
Oh, well, I'm Cannabeth, chosen undead, and I must collect all of the lost souls and rekindle the first flame. Oh, well.
There you go, Hans. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly fucking didn't. And now I need to... Those sewers can suck it! Yes, they fucking can, Buff! Okay. Yes! We made it out of the fucking sewers! Yes! That's for you, chat. That's for you. Tids, can we have a payout for the believers, please? Fuck yeah! There we go. Fuck yeah! We made it through the night, everybody! Hello! Hi there. My camera can't capture you as a subject because you're incorporeal. Ooh, lady, you working against some powerful fucking evil there. Speaking of which... That made me jump a little bit, I am not gonna lie. Okay, everybody. Are you ready to make a child cry? I'm just gonna... Guess who forgot to mute their microphone, everybody?
She's watching a fucking horror movie.
I'm back. I have pasta.
I love her.
I'm gonna eat pasta.
I love her
but
so
I am
much.
gonna mute first.
It's like, oh no, my friend, I must save you. Oh, that was fucking great. Oh, you came back. I thought you were being fucking murdered.
I get a stamp.
I get a stamp. Oh, I tell you what, chat. Getting to do this bit right here. Oof. That's a nice little rush of dopamine. Gotta love a reward stamp that you get to stamp yourself. Wow, you seem to have a real photographer's spirit. That being said, I think you'll appreciate this. I got a tripod. Take photos from a distance. Yeah. Hi. How you doing? What the fuck? Soul! Oh my god! Soul and Tomahoop! No! Tomahoop set me to 1 HP, and then Soul increased the difficulty. I was already dead before he even touched me. Anyway, time to stick my feet up and enjoy the hefty glass of liquid courage I poured me, Sam. Good! You chill out, Tidders. If you need to raid and rest, you do so, my friend. And the same goes for your lovely raiders. Yeah, it you.